Blessings, everyone. The energy since last night has been absolutely phenomenal. I would be at a loss to explain. The veil has been almost non-existent. And the angels directed me. I have this shirt with the sigils on it, and the color is blue. They were very adamant with blue today. So they were drawing me to do a different oracle that I have worked with a long time ago, and this is the Gateway of Light oracle from Kyle Gray. But because the veil is so very thin, the ancestors were pulling very close. Last night, I was listening to some shamanic drumming, some medicine, and Wolf was there, and I seen my grandparents and my aunt. They were standing at the edge of my bed, and it just felt like ancestors that I have no memory of in recent lifetimes were gathered close. It felt like a whole army of this light, and it felt very protective and very healing. And so I've been in stillness today. This feels like they want me to do this with the oracle, so I'm gonna give it a try. I haven't really done oracle readings on my YouTube channel here with this one, so this is new, so please bear with me with this one. First, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And with this beautiful thinning of the veil, the gateway of light is opened. I ask all the ancestors that have gathered, please bring a message for the highest good so that I may share. I'm so very grateful. I feel grateful. Thank you. I'm shuffling Source, Spirit, Soul. The first thing that's coming through, interesting enough, is numbers. They keep saying to me 646. So if anybody's seeing this, I don't know if this is going to be a message for somebody, or maybe I'm going to notice it. Sometimes it works that way. But they're very adamant. They're showing me the number 646. Maybe it's 6 and 4, or 64, or 646. It's 646. So I'm just putting that out there to keep an eye out. I'm just going to move the deck and take what they want for this one. It's a very amazing feeling. Whoops. Okay, this one has come out, so I'm going to take this one. Akashic Stargate, aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. The chimes are beautiful today. There's a bit of a breeze, and I can feel that energy is in the winds. I have a friend who just got a flute, a Native American flute, and there's been that energy of the four winds, the great winds. And that's another way that they come through a lot, is to let you know the resonance. If we have chimes, or you can listen in the leaves of the trees, or you could hear the breeze. Sometimes they'll just fine tune our attention to that. And today it's been very strong. The last few days has been the winds. So the winds of change are coming. Right away, they're bringing me to the rainbows. I had again, another incredible experience with a dear heart. We aligned some of the energies from Melchizedek and Archangel Michael coming through with these beautiful spherical octaves of light. So they're saying right now that there are many different levels opening up. When they're saying that the veil is thin, they're not saying the veil is thin just for what we call the other side, but there are worlds within worlds within worlds. And the records are opening right now. There is an illumination through these doorways that have opened up with many different levels of teachings. There's the doorway of light. There's the universal doorway. They're showing me this, the aurora borealis. I had a past life regression where I went to a world where the energy center, what we call sonic gravity, was encasing the planet in this beautiful aurora sound of light. And so they're reminding me of that with this. But what they're saying is that what we can do right now is we can access these different openings in the Akashic records, these different veils, they're different resonances. It's like layers of energy that are opening right now, that we can experience many different aspects. What they're saying, something came up recently this morning that they brought a message through with deja vu. And they want me to explain this here because of the Akashic records. Before we came here, we sat with our guides and our ancestors and all the light beings, the ascended masters, angels, star seed family. And we planned certain crossroads, certain moments that we're going to experience here that will be definitive. And we will have this experience of what we see as deja vu. Now, whether it's something that we see in a picture or a moment we had where we feel like we've said something before or we've relived it, that is their way of letting us know that we're just remembering a moment in the Akashic records that we needed to be definitive to let us know we're on course. Now, a lot of people believe that it's a parallel lifetime we're living and we're catching up with ourselves and such, but they're very clear that what deja vu is actually us remembering an imprint in our Akashic records. We planned that very moment and we're just remembering that. And that's what that feeling of deja vu is. Even though we haven't lived it yet, we are in that moment. And what they mean by the different levels is on some level, we're recognizing that. So we do have parallel lives. That's what all of these are. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we're catching up with ourselves there or that we're living it. We're just remembering, and it's filtering through, because there are some things that are much more definitive, that's like an eternal destiny. And this lifetime, we can access these things by paying attention. And sometimes the deja vu will be even stronger, like during these times when the different levels are open, because we're more connected, we're more aligned. We're hearing our many levels and dimensions of being all at once. And so they're saying that we may notice now certain things. There may be the Akashic aspect to us from our starseed family. So we may have moments where we're having deja vu, where we're remembering other lifetimes when we lived in other galaxies or other planets. We will have moments where the Akashic records on the level of the light, which is the angelic octaves of the Ascended Masters octaves. We are going to remember that. And then they're showing me this one. Many levels of us, I know this is going to be hard to believe, but on Earth School. And what they mean by this doorway, is that that is the endless possibilities of the eternal now. Meaning that we may wake up that day and say, I'm going to take that job. But in different levels of us, there's so many different possibilities playing out in the eternal now. There may be one of us on a level experiencing that we didn't take the job. There may be one of us that's further on in the career. There may be one of versions of us that has a family. There may be a version of us that is single and living in a different country. And so the possibilities are endless. And they're explaining that we're just recognizing it's already all around us. We've already experienced it on some level. We're just making a choice of which one we want. So if we do decide to take the job, that aspect of us that's already made that choice at some point, we're just aligning with it. And I understand that's very heavy and maybe a little confusing, but they're saying that most people that are watching this would probably understand this anyway. And so the other one they're saying is the astral worlds. Again, there are many worlds within worlds in the astral realms. That is a different energetic body that we're using when we explore there in the lower worlds. And a lot of people are confused with that when they say the lower worlds, because they think that they mean places like the hell or very dense, heavy dimensions. And that is not what is meant by that. They mean the lower worlds, like in the earth worlds. And the astral world is very, very close. And a lot of us who do astral traveling or have experienced out-of-body experiences, you always have that moment when you're looking at yourself or you're feeling yourself up at the ceiling, or only just, or we experience connections with each other where the telepathy happens and such. And that's where the astral worlds are. And that's very thin at this point too. So what they're saying is if we're looking to explore these experiences to see what it's like to leave our body and experience the exploration of soul. Not necessarily spirit, but the soul experience at a different resonance in the astral worlds and the lower worlds. They're bringing up Lilith. That we may explore that right now. It's a beautiful time because the gateways are open. And so they're asking me to read from the book just to get a little bit more on the Akashic Stargate. A Stargate is a portal that can take us through space and time to a whole other universe. It is based on the concept of Einstein-Rosen bridge, on what is also known as a wormhole, where a speculative structure linking different points of space-time is created. In spirituality, a Stargate is less about traveling on the physical, three-dimensional level and more about making progress on a spiritual level. A feature of many of the spiritual traditions is the idea that all of us have a Stargate in our heart that connects us with the central lattice of consciousness, which is the divine matrix. The Buddha acknowledged we were on the universe, while Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is within you. The Akashic Stargate transports us to a space where we are given the opportunity to make a decision to accelerate the realization of our life purpose. Whenever the Akashic Stargate is presented to you, it's because you're at a critical point on the journey. You have the opportunity to move in a particular direction and you have to make a decision. This can feel overwhelming and you may be waiting for someone or something to make the decision for you. And right now, they keep bringing this up over and over again, but they're bringing up with the divine counterparts. If someone is watching this, their divine counterpart, that this isn't something that we have to keep asking and asking over and over and over again to connect the signs. That if we go into these spaces, we'll be surprised what we find. it's not always connected in the way that we're expecting here. But if we visit any of these different worlds within worlds in the Akashic records, there are lifetimes that we're experiencing together that will connect that. You know it. When you look in someone's eyes, you know. That is the strongest connection to an Akashic record experience, is when you're in love with someone and you look into their eyes and you have that feeling. One of your chakras starts spinning, or all of them, and you feel familiar. Sometimes the feeling of love comes later. That's not what you're feeling at first. You're just remembering. And so, but you aren't here to walk a path that was set for you. You're here to walk a path that you've chosen. The next phase of your journey cannot unfold until you decide which way to go. Know that whatever direction you take or whatever decision you make, you'll always be on the right path. No matter how you get there, you'll always end up in a similar place. Also know that purpose isn't about doing your duty. It's about living life and experiencing joy. And that's the beauty. And they're saying this is the symbolism of why all of these gateways are together like this, layered on top of each other. Because there isn't any right or wrong. Yes, we have morals to live by here, and we have values and such. But how we experience is up to us. And this ties into another message they're bringing up that came through once before. That it doesn't matter how we define it. We could say that we have, I'm listening, we have our destiny points that are critical. But the free will allows us to explore the many possibilities that are endless here. And we have to be very, very secure and trusting that no matter how we get there, which is our free will, that the destiny is always going to be what it is. And that could be very vast. It has endless possibilities. So I'm not going to try to pinpoint that or put a definition on that. They're not bringing any of that to me right now. But they are saying that the who is already chosen. Those that we're exploring all of these realms and possibilities with, we're supposed to be. Right in the here and now. That Akashic Records affords us to go way, way back into the past, into the future, and recognize that it's the eternal now, just layered on top of each other. And that's what they mean when they're talking about the other side through the veil. They're saying that they don't live by that. It's all right now. Because they know, like love, it doesn't go away. Experiences, expressions, exploration of this may shift, but the eternal presence of this never, ever changes. It's the same throughout the whole timeline. So it doesn't really matter which of the gateways that we're stepping through to explore, whether it's with the angels and ascended masters, star family, whether it's one of the many different worlds and the astral, it doesn't matter. The different galaxies, it's all relevant, but integrating that into the present moment, staying fully present, allow these things to just reveal. And it is fascinating. I mean, I've had 2 past life regressions now. And I have to say that was absolutely phenomenal to go in through the records and travel and just it's so imprinted now, it becomes like a memory. Yet, because those are parallel lives still existing, still evolving, I cannot live that in this eternal present moment. The future, the manifest, we try to manifest, we try to bring something to us from the future because we want that. Everybody tries to manifest the job, manifest the love, manifest the life, the goodness. They're laughing because they say that that's one of the biggest illusions we get trapped in. Once we start being able to access all of that, that concept goes right out the doorway, because it's like saying, oh my goodness, what was I looking for? There it is, the vastness of it. Endless worlds within worlds, always ever present, always evolving, and always right here. It's just tuning a little bit, paying attention, expanding the awareness, and allowing ourselves to explore that. We have aspects, many different aspects embodied in us, whether we've had a past life as a great historical figure and we have an embodiment of that facet. That's the oversoul and the many different souls that fragment different archetypes. We experience that. That's what this is. We may be a Egyptian queen or king, and there's a certain archetype, a trait that comes through in this lifetime. It's still existing in that time frame in the Akashic records. It's still evolving and playing out. It has to, in order for us to embody it now. Because what served then doesn't serve now. It's a different frequency. In order to come through this frequency, it has to be eternally present. And that's what we do. We express that. We express the love. We express all of this in the eternal now. And so I hope this has come across. It makes so very much sense to me because I'm listening and I'm being shown things. And that's why sometimes I speak so fast, because it's just like life flashes. It's instantaneous knowing. It's the expanded awareness where we allow the access of all this information. And I'm just channeling it. I'm kind of like the universal radio station. I tune the frequencies and the information is already there. And so I hope this day finds you well. It's incredible. If there's someone that is in spirit and you are feeling a longing to connect with them, try. Go into that space, open your heart. Even if it brings endless tears, allow your heart to break open and allow that feeling there with you. Or if there's something that you are interested in understanding on a different level about yourself, explore the records today. Explore the different levels of being. Explore the worlds within worlds. Stay open, because we can get different gateway informations from different levels. Whether, again, it's the star family, or it's a past life, or whether you're interested in what it's like and the octaves of the angels and the ascended masters. All of this is right here. This gateway is open right now. It only takes us to step through. All my love and many blessings, everyone.